Alright, you guys, welcome back, man. We back at it, man. Welcome to Job for the Podcast, where we talk about any and everything that's trending. So look, today I'm going to talk about all the jobs that I had throughout my life. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't prepare myself for this video, but I just had to get to it because it's been on my mind, and I talked about it a lot in different videos. So I think I had around 31 to 32, maybe 33 at the most jobs throughout my life. I want to say from the age that I am now all the way back until I was about 18 or 16. I think the job that I had, my first job that I had, like legal job, was when I was like 15 or 16, a little fun summer job through my high school. Besides that, like I said, I think it's about 31 to 33. I got the list. I'm gonna go through the list. I'm gonna make everything real fast and real brief. I'm not gonna go into high detail of all the job duties, but I'm gonna just keep it brief. I'm gonna tell y'all how much I got paid, how long I was there, if I can remember. And basically this video is just really gonna be all about how many jobs I had overall, and I'm gonna put some other commentary in there too if I can. With that being said, man, let's get to it, man. This Job for the Podcast. Okay, so let me go to it. I got it ready because, like I said, I didn't prepare, so I got the list, real list. I'm not going to do it in chronological order from the first to the last one because I really don't remember. But, I mean, if I wanted to remember, I could, but I don't think it's that deep. Okay, so let me count the list first. I got it right here. Let me count the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Yup, 33. Let me count it again to make sure. So the job that I had as a teenager, my first job, and now I'm thinking about it, this list is not accurate because I don't even have a job that I had when I was working on campus for the college of Baker College of Muskegon. So I don't got that on this list. I ain't got the job that I got through my high school, and I ain't got the 2 trucking companies that I work for. So with that being said, yep, because this is an old list and I didn't keep everything. It's probably more than this, but I'm going to count it again and we're going to go through it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30. So I've had a total number of 34 jobs. I'm missing 4 from this list right here. Y'all see I'm reading the list. I'm missing 4, so as far as I can remember, it's 34 jobs. Okay, so let's get into it, man. So we got Bosco Pizza Company. That's in Warren, Michigan. Y'all can look it up. BOSCO Pizza Company. Basically, I worked as a sanitation associate where I would just sweep the floors, flour, and I was getting paid, and I was cleaning machinery. I was doing lockout, tag out on the machinery to clean them. I was cleaning certain items as far as the items they use to have on the assembly line to make the Bosco sticks or whatever. That was basically the main thing they made, was Bosco sticks. I worked there for probably almost 2 months and I got fired because I injured myself and I could no longer work. Yonkers. Yonkers is a retailer. They sell clothes and houseware items. That was in Muskegon, Michigan at the Lakes Mall. I worked there for about like 6 months. Hanson's, I was getting paid $8.50 at Yonkers Mall, and that was probably like in 2008. Okay, Hanson's, that's in, I think that's in Madison Heights or Troy, but I was a canvasser and I got paid $7.40 minimum wage, and that's just walking door to door, knocking on people's door, asking them do they want to get a roofing job. Before I go ahead too fast, Yonkers, I got paid $8.50, and basically I was just like a dock associate. We would unload the trucks, the shipments of all the new clothes, and put them on the racks and then take them out to the floor. So that job was pretty simple and easy for $8.50. That's when I was in college. Hanson's, like I said, canvassing, I got paid $7.40 minimum wage. That was back years ago, knocking on doors to sell Hanson's windows and roofing jobs and gutters. We got Syntec, that's a temp service where they would float me to different factories for $8 an hour. I would operate machines, do general labor, heavy lifting, pretty much plant and factory jobs where I would rotate to. I'm not gonna count every single factory I went to as a actual job. I just thought about another temp service I didn't include, that I can't even remember the name of, but I got that job when I was like right before I got to college. I had wound up working there, so that makes it 35. This next company, I'm not gonna mention their name for legal purposes, but basically I worked there and I was paid $8.24 an hour, and I was working third shift, and basically I was just sit at a machine and stack magazines on pallets for 12 hours a day, and I would do that 4 days a week. Okay, I worked at multiple Lowe's locations. I worked for Lowe's in Madison Heights, and I worked for the one in Clinton Township, and I was paid $10.88 an hour. I worked for Burger King and McDonald's, and I was paid $7.40, which was minimum wage around that time. I worked for Cloverville Easy Mart. That is a BP gas station that is located in Muskegon near Norton Shores. It's basically in the Norton Shores area, pretty much. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I was a cashier and I was paid $7.40, which was minimum wage. I worked for Magna Seating, and that is in Highland Park, Michigan. I started off at $14 an hour. I was there for just shy of 2 years. I was there for like a year and 9 months before I got fired over an altercation. I got up to $15 an hour, made a lot of money there. Basically, all I would do is do different assembly, four different assembly line jobs within that job. So I would float to one station on the assembly line and go to another station. Basically just a seat factory. Like, it's like Chrysler, but it's basically just seats, building seats for Chrysler, Ford, and GM on a assembly line. And that's all I did there. I worked for Accuread, which is a subcontract company that basically is has a contract with DTE to go read the meters on the back of people's houses with a little wand and a little handheld device, where you basically either put this little wand device on this little black circle that's on people's houses that a lot of people don't pay attention to. They scan that in order to pick up the electric reading on the meter, or I had to manually go back to the meter and read it. And that's basically that job paid $11 an hour. I work for Evans Distribution, and that is in Melvindale, but they also have a plant in Warren, and I wound up working for that plant, and I did not like it, and I was paid $11 an hour. And at Evans Distribution, basically, it's like we was doing the truck beds. We was doing truck beds, taking the tape and plastic off the truck beds after they was sprayed the black stuff. I don't know the technical name of that black stuff that's in the back of these pickup trucks, that hard black rough part. They spray that on the back of them trucks, and it's taped up. And you know, you basically, my job was to pull wire, like the tape off and the paper and tape, and throw it away. But I didn't like that. I was there for a week and I quit. What else? We got LaGuardia Security. I was paid minimum wage, $7.40. I worked for LaGuardia Security for about a year, maybe a year and a few months. That was a good job. It was a decent job. I would just go to different locations and sit at the desk, check people in. You know, basically a basic security job, security guard job. I work for Prudential Security, same thing. That's a sister or partner company with LaGuardia. I was paid the same, $7.40 an hour. You got Express Pro Staffing, which is a temp service. I was paid $10.50 an hour to float to whatever locations they wanted me to go to. I went to a company called Shannon Precision Fastener. They didn't like me there. Then I went to Morley, the chocolate company called Morley. I went there. They didn't like me there, so I wound up start working for them. We got Kowalski, which is in Hamtramck, Michigan. They pay $8 an hour. That was a food company, and my job was just to transport trash to the compactor. I got into it with a supervisor there. I got fired from there. Next, I worked for my father's company, which is his asphalt company. The name of his company was Metropolitan Stripes and Floors. I was paid $9 an hour there. James Steel and Tube Co. I was paid $12.50 an hour, and that is in Madison Heights, Michigan. I basically was a steel cutter. I was a saw operator, and I would cut the long steel tubes and pipes into whatever length they told me to cut them into, and I would bundle them up and wait for the hollow driver to move it, and continue to do that for about 10 hours. I got laid off from there. I would work for DMC Valet, where, if you know the Detroit Medical Center area, as a valet driver, you might stay at one location, or you might float to different locations, because some, people quit valet jobs here and there all the time, so they might float you there, they might keep you at one location. But a valet job is pretty plain and simple. You get paid more off tips. They paid me a minimum of $6 an hour, because valet drivers have some kind of stipulation to where they can pay less than minimum wage. I worked for Triller Staffing, which they got me a job at Marathon Oil Refinery, and I was basically just welding. We would attach and weld these heaters to the vessels to heat them up to whatever temperature they need to be heated to, and that's that. Trillium, I was paid $17 an hour working for that temp service. I worked for Camp Rosenthal. That is a camp that is somewhere in Michigan. And long story short, I was paid 12. Hold on. Basically, that was like a contractual kind of job at this camp. Basically, where you would just be a mentor to the kids. You was paid weird with that job, like $2,400 a month or something like that. I don't remember the pay. It was decent though. I worked at Central Transport as a forklift operator, unloading and loading trucks. I was paid $15 an hour for that. I worked for G4S Security. I was paid $10, $12 an hour, and that was basically up at the GM Tech Center on Van Dyke, just being a security guard up there. I worked for Sears on Gratiot, and basically Sears that was at Macomb Mall. I was getting paid $8.50 an hour for that. I worked there for about 4 or 5 months. I worked for Copper's Railroad Services. I started off at $16.85. I got that job off Indeed. They flew me out to Wisconsin. Then they flew me out to New York to meet with the crew that I was going to be with. That's a traveling job where you basically go from railroad to railroad. You finish the railroad project with your crew, and then go wherever else they need you to go throughout the U.S. And basically, we would do labor on the railroads, and that is some hard labor. I got fired from there. Caliper Inc. That's a temp service. They had me work at Forcia. The Forcia was somewhere in the suburbs. I don't necessarily remember. I know it had to be somewhere in Warren, Michigan. Whichever Forcia is in Warren, and they was doing I forgot what kind of parts they was doing. They wasn't doing seats, but they were doing some kind of parts. Whatever the Forcia was doing in Warren, Michigan, I was there as a temp, and I was there for about 2 months before they laid everybody off. I worked for Elwood Staffing. They had me at Bridgewater, and I was making $10 an hour there. I was making $10 at Forcia as a temp. That's when I was doing the seats on the assembly line for Bridgewater. I also worked for XPO Logistics, and I was working at BASF as basically like a plant associate. Basically, I was just riding a high-low, stacking pallets of barrels of chemicals, all different types of dangerous chemicals. I was just stacking them on racks, and basically I was paid $13 an hour there. I wound up getting fired and getting a better job. I worked for Traditional Logistics in Carthage. In Carthage, I was paid $13.50, and that's where we would work up at Chrysler. And that job is basically you just drive the brand new cars inside the train cars so they could be shipped to wherever they was going to. So yeah, that job was pretty easy. I got fired from there. Intech is another temp service job I had, working factory jobs. I got paid $11.50 for that. And the 5 jobs that's not on this list is the temp service. I think it's called Minuteman Staffing. That's when I was like 18 and I got my first temp service job, and they was floating me around there. You would get paid the same day, like $40, and that was minimum. That's back when minimum wage was like $5.50 or $6 an hour or something like that. I forgot to put on the campus job that I had. I was basically doing maintenance, cutting grass and stuff, cleaning up the campus. That's 2. 3 is the what job was that? 3 was the summer job that I had, and after 9th grade, the summer before 10th grade, I had a summer job basically where I would just be on the computers and play around, and they was paying a lot of kids to do that. Like literally, it was called Communities in Schools. Literally, you can look it up. A lot of people could vouch for that too. So that was minimum wage, of course, but that was just like a fun high school student summer job that I was getting paid for. Last but not least, the last 2 is JB Hunt, which I work for now, and the other one is Celadon Trucking, which they went out of business, but I quit them after 3 months, and they pay was very horrible. I was getting paid like 24 or 25 cents per mile when I first got with them, and I left because they couldn't keep me running, and they had me sitting in St. Louis, Missouri for a week. So I just went over to 5, that's not on the list out of this 30. So Minuteman Staffing, I did them. I did the high school summer job, Minuteman, and the 2 trucking companies, and I literally just brain dead about the other one I said, but overall that's 35 that I can remember. It's probably more, but my memory, I don't even think about all the previous jobs I had, because I got my trucking career now, so I don't think about those old jobs, you know, those in the past. So that's what it is, man. I hope y'all liked my video, man. I want to know how much I get paid a lot by JB Hunt. I'm not gonna say it because too many people are gonna ask me for money, to borrow me money, but outside of that, tell me how I did on this video, man. I want to know how many jobs have y'all had throughout y'all life. I'm very young. I'm not gonna tell y'all my age, but that is so how many years did I have out of those 35 years, jobs, so we're gonna say 10. So within 15 years, I done had 35 jobs. So I only had in high school, I only had that one job, and out of all the other jobs, all the other jobs came after I was 18. I had one job, one summer job in high school, and after that, I ain't had no more jobs until I was 18. So within 15 years, I've had 35 jobs, and that's what it is, man. So let me know, how many jobs have you had from the time right now that you view this video till you had your first job, and how the time difference. Let me know. And man, let me know how I did on this video, man. This is Job for the Podcast. I'm finna start talking about careers more and hot jobs and all that good stuff, man. So keep subscribing, keep looking at my videos, man. I got good music out. I got good workout videos, man. I got trucking videos letting you know how to get into trucking. I got Journey of a Rapper, where you can watch a good cinematic series of me making it to music stardom, and that's what it is, man. So look, man, I want y'all to hit the like button if you like this video. I want you to click subscribe, because I appreciate you for viewing my videos, and this was a good video, and I got a lot of more good videos. And not only that, I want you to comment and let me know how I did and what you think, and also tell me how many jobs you done had throughout your life. And that's what it is, man. This is Job for the Podcast, man. We signing out, we clocking out. Go home, get some good food, go to sleep, get up, go to work on time, go home, eat, Go back to sleep and do it all over again until you get paid, man. It's Job for the podcast, man. I done had 35 jobs throughout my whole life, probably even more because I can't remember them all. But that's what it is, man. Clock out, sign up, sign out, get up out of here, man. And that's what it is, man. Get up out of here. Job for the podcast.